guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome to my channel. I'm Teacher92 and today we're going to be speaking about Melanie Hall. Now, I would suggest grabbing some drinks and snacks and relaxing because there's a lot of information to get through. Some of it's a bit questionable, but I have done all the research that I possibly could on it. And as always, I'm going to start with a bit of background about Melanie and then go through from there. So, Melanie was born on the 20th of August 1970 in Bath, Somerset in England. She was described by her parents, Patricia and Stephen, as a young, vibrant daughter. She graduated from University of Bath in 1995, which had been a cherished dream of Melanie's for the past 4 years. Melanie worked as a clerical officer at Bath's Royal United Hospital. For 3 weeks before she went missing, she had been dating a German doctor called Philip, who she had met at the same hospital that she worked at. Now, Philip and Melanie had plans to spend the weekend together, obviously on the weekend that she went missing, and Melanie would be staying with him, so obviously her parents had dropped her off there with her stuff for the weekend. After this, they had met up with another couple on the 8th of June 1996 and went to Cadillac's Club in Bath. Now, apparently her and Philip ended up having an argument due to seeing Melanie dancing with another man on the dance floor, and Philip later left after this and was seen to be visibly upset. Now, it was reported that the last time Melanie was seen alive was about 1:10 a.m. when she was sitting on a stool at the edge of the dance floor. However, Melanie wasn't reported missing until the 11th of June 1996 by her parents when she failed to show up for work, because obviously her parents assumed that she was staying with her boyfriend at the time and wasn't expecting to see her until after she'd finished work, I'm assuming. Now, I don't know how true this is, but I read that Melanie was confirmed legally dead on the 17th of November 2004. And you'll understand my confusion later on in the case when I get to that part. But as of police leads, they didn't have anything in 1996. They had no leads, they had no trace of Melanie, and they hadn't found her either. Then, tragically, on the 5th of October 2009, Melanie's remains were discovered by a worker in a woodland next to the northbound slipway at junction 14 of the M5, which is the turn-off for Thornbury, South Gloucestershire. And it said that her remains were found in a carrier bag of some sort, or a black bag. The bones that were found included a pelvis, a thigh bone and a skull. All of these bones were sent off for analysis and were later identified as belonging to Melanie on the 7th of October 2009. A post-mortem carried out on Melanie's bones showed that she had suffered severe fractures to her skull and face. And according to Wikipedia, no definitive cause of death had been pinpointed. However, in several articles I read, it was said that she had died from her severe head injuries. Now, let's talk about the police investigation, which is part of where my confusion comes in. So, it said that around 10 people were said to have been arrested over the many years that this case has been unsolved for. And I'm going to give a brief timeline of the investigation, appeals and also the arrests that were made. So we'll start off from June 1996. Philip described how devastated he was at the disappearance of Melanie, and also at this time police began searching the River Avon in Bath. Then in November of 1996, a reconstruction of Melanie's last known movements were broadcast on BBC's Crime Watch. And then we skip to 1998. Steve and Patricia made a fresh appeal for information. Then it goes to August 1999. Police divers searched the River Avon again, this time between Cleveland Bridge and Chatham Row, with no results. Then we skip to March 2003. Police arrested 2 men in connection to the murder but were later released without charge. And then sometime between March and April 2003, police searched specifically in and around Inglesbach village due to a lead. April 2003, investigating officers appealed to a new witness believed to be called Shelley to come forward, and this person was said to be a woman who had been drinking with Melanie at the club the night that she disappeared. Then in June of 2006, another appeal was made by Melanie's parents on the 10-year anniversary of her disappearance. Then, obviously, on October 5th, 2009, the bag of bones were found, which were obviously Melanie's. Then, later in 2009, a 37-year-old man actually confessed to Melanie's murder. However, after a psychiatric evaluation, he was later eliminated from the inquiry. And then, July 2010, a 38-year-old man from Bath was arrested for the murder, but was later released on bail. August 2010, a 39-year-old man from Wiltshire was arrested on suspicion of murder after handing himself in at a police station in the Avon and Somerset area. He was also later released on bail. October 2013, police allegedly found a Volkswagen car connected to their inquiries and had apparently received relevant information regarding a rope that was used to tie up Melanie. November 2013, a 44-year-old man was arrested at an address in Bath, and later in 2013 a property in Whiteway was searched. But this man was later released on bail until December 19th. Then, June 2016, a 45-year-old man was arrested due to the retrieved DNA from where Melanie's remains were found. However, despite all these arrests, no charges were ever made against anyone. Now, a major appeal was made on the 20th anniversary of the 25-year-old's disappearance, in which a massive £100,000 was stumped up as a reward. 50,000 of that was from Melanie's parents, and I read that the Sun newspaper had put a further 50,000 towards the reward money as well. However, if this is untrue, then the actual amount is still 60,000, which is obviously 50,000 from her parents and 10,000 from Crimestoppers. Now, obviously, as always, this money will only be handed over if the information actually leads to an arrest and a conviction. Now, the entire investigation, there was a staggering 1,700 calls from the public about this case. The police have taken 1,600 statements, and they have completed a whopping 5,700 tasks to try and piece this case together and get it solved, basically. Detective Superintendent Andy Bevan, who is leading the murder inquiry, said, "We do have DNA from an item found at the scene where Melanie's remains were discovered. And police are using new techniques to develop a DNA profile in hopes it will bring them closer to finding the killer. But they obviously still need help from the public." Police have also not ruled out the possibility that Melanie's murder could be linked to others. There had been some suggestion that there could be a link between Melanie's murder and Levi Bellyfield, who is currently serving life imprisonment with a whole life order for 3 murders that took place between 2002 and 2004. And that, guys, is literally everything I could find, apart from the fact that Melanie's clothes and belongings are still missing to this day. And I'll insert a picture of what they look like. But for those of you that aren't looking, they included a pale blue dress with a round neck, black suede mule shoes with straps across the front and an open toe. They were between size 5 and 6. There was also a cream single-breasted long-sleeve jacket and a black satchel-type handbag. Now, if they haven't been found by now, then they are either probably in a landfill because they've been thrown away, or the killer still has hold of them as like some sort of sick souvenir, I would imagine. Now, I just wanted to clarify why I was so confused about this case, and that was because the police had started arresting people on suspicion of murder back in 2003, but obviously Melanie wasn't confirmed legally dead until the 17th of November 2004. So that's just a bit strange and doesn't add up why they started arresting people already when they hadn't even legally confirmed that she was actually dead. It's just all a bit confusing, really. And then there was another thing that I found quite odd that didn't add up to me. I personally couldn't find anything to say that the police had questioned Philip. However, I had read somewhere that he refused to recollect the evening's events when asked by press. But make of that what you will. What do you guys think about this case? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I really hope this case is solved so that Melanie's parents, Steve and Patricia, can have some sort of closure and live the rest of their lives with some sort of peace. Because they're in, their mid-70s now, I think. And, you know, the more time that goes by, the closer they are to leaving this earth and not knowing. And that's just heartbreaking, to be honest. Now, as always, my thoughts and prayers go out to Melanie's family. I think they are so brave and so very strong to be able to keep going and holding on to hope that they're going to find the killer, and to be able to keep doing all these interviews and things like that and keep it going. And I can't imagine what it's like on a daily basis, the torture, especially every time an arrest is made. They must think, you know, this is it, this is our closure, it's going to be this one. And I can't imagine what that's done to them over the years that this case has been going. And I really, really, really hope that this case gets solved soon for their sake. Now, that's the video, guys. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell me your thoughts. And if you have any cases you want me to cover, just let me know down below. All of the links and things like that, if you have any information, all the numbers, everything will be in the description. No matter how little it is, always tell someone if you know something. And as always, guys, I'm sending all my love and positivity your way, and please stay safe. Until next time, bye.